this is the result of an extraordinary group of women who Julie and I and Allison have been privileged to be in community with. Having given a day to breathe to now probably over 100 people, this was a couple of years ago. Teresa Rodriguez, who had been the creator of, the editor of Haute Living, Houte, offered to do a story. And she said, I need to have the right person to come for a day to breathe to experience this, so she could write an article. And Erin Hunt-Moore, where are you, my friend? There she is. My co-founder, if you will, of the Soul Sister Tribe that started at Casa Almade, where we would have a soul salon. And as a result of Erin, she said, Jen, you're always in the trenches. You're either an entrepreneur, you're an investor, you're a philanthropist, you're always in the trenches. And how can I help facilitate bringing women of impact together into your life? And that has started this new journey. And today represents really the next chapter of that. But thanks to you, Erin, I now have Allison and Lisa. And raise your hands of those who are part of this. I mean, it's just so beautiful that Greta Gall, yes, so wonderful. And there's Barb Bilinga, previous speaker from our last Discovery. So grateful of She Can Global. So here we stand today, and then here's Julie, who comes into our life as part of this Soul Sister group, and had the privilege of not only having a number of soul salons with you, but that you came for dinner, and we had just very soulful interaction about the direction we're going. You come from a place of a background in finance, so you were on the other side of the table from where you are today as an entrepreneur. Would you share with us, first of all, our focus has been in historically excluded, so BIPOC, LGBTQ+, and women leaders, now women founders. Yeah. Share with us your journey in the world of finance, being a person of color, if you would, and how you have been able to rise to another place.
Yeah, I should say Menowell is a menopause company, so we're going to come around to menopause. But from the finance part, I've always been sort of the one of me in the room, almost from growing up in Davis, California. One little brown girl in every class. And so I learned how to navigate that environment. And so it really, as I grew and especially got to finance, I was really the only one of me in a room, and, notice, no one's listening to me. Okay. What do I need to do so people listen? And that's where I really learned the universal language of finance and money. And that is a very nice leveling of the playing field. But as I became more mature, I realized that, I didn't really want to buy a seat. I didn't want a seat at someone else's table. I wanted to own my own damn table. So that really put me in the entrepreneurial vein, right? And, leaning on what you've already shared, all money is not good money. Right. As a founder. And so when I started Menowell at 55, I made the decision that whoever would invest in my company, I'd already put a lot of my own money in the company. So, I'm an investor first. And after that, if I couldn't talk about menopause, if I couldn't say the V word, vagina, right?
You can hear.
I know.
Safely.
I can say it, right? We all, okay. So then they're not for me, right? All money is not good money. And I was good with that because I'm building a midlife woman's empowerment company that just happens to be delivered through a functional food. And so my investors have to be on board on that, or I'll go find someone else.
Love it. So now you've made this transition from finance into startup. And tell us, in this moment where you have prospective investors in the house, yeah, and we want this to be an evergreen, share, but just when you think about that day to breathe that you had, and then stepping into your greater purpose, when you think out, as part of your legacy, what does that look like?
Well, the day to breathe was so on time. I bet it's always on time for everyone who has it, right? I had actually I needed to make a big leap. After taking on VC money, being in that 2%, I brought on a vice president who came from Cliff Bar. So she had 20 years of experience, and I've been an entrepreneur for a long time, but this is my first CPG, consumer packaged goods, food business. So I brought on someone who had a lot more knowledge than I did. And I had to figure out, who am I going to be in this business now with someone who knows way more, who I'm so glad she was there. I'm so lucky to have her on the team. But I had to figure out, and so together we had a chance to align with our visions and what we believe beyond the business itself, what we believe as women, what we believe about empowering midlife women. It was so beautiful. It's such a gift. And we laid out a plan, which we have stuck to this whole time. And anytime we sort of are not on the same lane, we go back to that. We go back to that core vision that we built together. So it was really, really special. And we continue to honor it to this day.
So when you think about where you will be, say 5-10 years from now, what is it that you're looking to create that really represents the legacy that you're building?
Well, you'll find me on a beach somewhere in 10 years, that's for sure. This is definitely the most challenging, the hardest business I've ever had. It's my third company, but I have to say, after coaching women entrepreneurs, some who are in this room, after I used to sell companies, then I coach women entrepreneurs on how to grow multi-million-dollar service companies that were sellable before starting this business. So I look forward to that beach down the road, but the real legacy is the women that we serve, because yes, you're going to all get a bar today downstairs when we're all at the end. Oh, Allison has one over there. But really, I want you to think about the bar as a talking stick. So now that you're hearing this, now you're responsible for +1, the conversation about the empowerment of being a midlife woman, because we are not irrelevant. We are not relegated to the back. We are stepping into our most badass chapter we have. We are confident, we make more money, and we make all the buying decisions. So your job now is to take that bar and continue this conversation forward.
I love it. So you're invited for a day to breathe, and the whole idea is, we as leaders, we're always in that drive mode. We're in our head, and we're just pushing forward all the time, right? And if we could just take that moment to get out of our heads and into our hearts and connect, and Tim will, hopefully he'll speak to the hurricane metaphor of getting into the center of the hurricane where we are calm, right? In order to be able to, deal with all the chaos around us. What would you say was there a moment in your day to breathe or a takeaway from it that you said that was really impactful into your journey as an entrepreneur?
Yeah, well, first of all, I believe in pausing for lots of reasons. That's such a great word. We're power food for the pause, because that's where all the magic is. Yeah. We cannot hear the bigger voice, the bigger purpose, vision that we have when we're just doing all the time. So I think that's really, really important. But that's where that day, we really stepped into our full mission. Yes, we have investors, so we have shareholder fiduciary responsibility to meet our financial goals, but we're really here to empower women. This being our time, this little bite of food that nourishes our body, that's where we landed on our responsibility, is to make sure every woman feels seen and heard for the rest of her life. And she knows that she's just beginning. So whatever dream she has in her heart, there's still plenty of time to make it happen.
Love it. Brava. You're an incredible entrepreneur, having, you're building this company and you've got this dedication, and yet you're already giving back by being a mentor to other women entrepreneurs. Speak to us a little bit about that journey and how you said, I'm not going to wait till I get there and I get my exit, and then I'll go spend some time on the beach, but I'm also going to be mentoring women entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
What inspired you?
My company previous to Menowell was called The Well for Women Entrepreneurs. And it actually, I don't know if you know this story, but it came to me in a silent retreat A dear friend of ours, Elizabeth Becker, was telling me about silent retreats, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do in 2009. And that's where it just downloaded to me, very divine experience, the Well for Women Entrepreneurs, where I wanted to teach women what I had learned in buying and selling companies for many years. And this was the same kind of experience. And so I can't not coach women. I can't not share what I know and what I've learned. And Erin has been one of my victims for many years now. But it's just in my heart. Talk about purpose and divine gift. And so it's always a part of what I do, whether I'm coaching women on entrepreneurship or how to get more protein in your body, get stronger, feel better during the stages of menopause. It's my purpose, and I know that my purpose comes out in everything I do. So it's not just this one vehicle, it's every day. So if you're standing next to me at a Starbucks, I might ask you, do you mind if I coach you on that? Yeah.
I love it. You're awesome. So you spoke to the significance of the power of the pause. Pretend like I'm one of those entrepreneurs and just speak to me in the spirit of inspiring both of those people here today as well as those online. Like, tell me, why do I need to take this day, this gift? Why?
Because you deserve it.
Yes.
You're worth
Great
it.
answer. I love it.
And we need
Nothing
to receive.
Better.
We need to understand as women how to receive. So often someone gifts us something and it's okay, no, I've got that. Or no, thanks. No, if someone offers you a gift, even if you don't know the incredible magnitude of that gift, big or small, we need to receive. And having that time to yourself, you never know what magic is going to come to you. So figure out how you can have a day.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
We as women, we're always giving. And so it is so difficult for us to accept that gift, to receive. So we need to support each other to say, if that's an invitation. And as Allison said earlier, we just need to take our own, as you are doing so well, those moments to breathe, those moments to pause, to be reflective. Within Rugged Elegance Foundation, will make a discernment of if somebody says, I'm too busy, then they're not to be part of this ecosystem. They have to be those conscious entrepreneurs who are willing to take the day to breathe. They are evolved to a place of understanding the significance of that, because that's where we're going to be that much more impactful entrepreneurs and eventually, hopefully, philanthropists, as you do today, so powerfully.